नमस्कार। मौसम स्टेशन के सभी दर्शकों को हमारा नमस्कार। आज मौसम विभाग ने सितंबर के महीने में कैसी होगी बारिश, इस पर अपनी भविष्यवाणी जारी की। मौसम विभाग का कहना है कि सितंबर के महीने में इस बार सामान्य से ज्यादा बारिश होगी और जो अनुमान दिए हैं उसमें साफ साफ कहा गया है कि 109% बारिश होगी। तो मौसम विभाग ने एक बड़ी भविष्यवाणी की है कि इस बार सितंबर में ज्यादा बारिश होगी। लेकिन सितंबर में ज्यादा बारिश होगी, इससे बहुत ज्यादा खुश होने की जरूरत उन इलाकों के लोगों को नहीं है जहां पर बारिश कम है, क्योंकि सितंबर के महीने में उन इलाकों में भी बारिश कम रहने का अनुमान है। यहाँ पर पहले से बारिश कम है, वहां बारिश कम रहेगी और जहां पर बारिश है वहां पर ज्यादा बारिश रहेगी। तो देखिए, अभी यहाँ पर जो आपको नीले कलर से जो इलाके दिखाई दे रहे हैं वहां पर ज्यादा बारिश रहेगी, यानी सितंबर के महीने में झमाझम बारिश का सिलसिला रहेगा। किन इलाकों में, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कि गुजरात, राजस्थान के साथ साथ यहाँ पर बुंदेलखंड के इलाके में, पश्चिमी उत्तर प्रदेश में और मध्य प्रदेश के इलाके में, तेलंगाना, महाराष्ट्र के इलाके में अच्छी बारिश होने का अनुमान मौसम विभाग जता रहा है। यानी मौसम विभाग का कहना है जो नीले रंग से इलाके आपको दिख रहे हैं, अगर आपका इलाका इसमें है तो आप खुश हो जाइए, अगर नहीं है तो बहुत खुश होने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो यहाँ साफ साफ नजर आ रहा है पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश में बारिश में काफी कमी रहेगी सितंबर के दौरान, बिहार में भी कमी रहेगी, झारखंड में भी कमी रहेगी, उड़ीसा, बंगाल और पूर्वोत्तर भारत के एक बड़े इलाके में बारिश में काफी कमी रहेगी। तो बारिश में कमी क्यों रहेगी, इसको लेकर मौसम विभाग ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की। आज एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की, उसमें तमाम चीजों को लोगों के सामने रखा कि आखिरकार क्यों कम रहेगी बारिश, इसके बारे में उन्होंने बताया और क्या क्या कहा उसको उन्होंने बड़ी दिलचस्पी के साथ बताया कि किस तरीके से कहां कहां कमी रहेगी, उसको भी बताया गया। और यहाँ पर मैं आपको बता दूं कि मौसम विभाग ने क्या क्या कहा, उसके उसको जानने के लिए आपको ये पूरा का पूरा जो प्रेजेंटेशन है उसको जरूर सुनना चाहिए। चलिए, अब आपको हम ये पूरा प्रेजेंटेशन सुनाते हैं कि आखिरकार मौसम विभाग ने कहा क्या।
Am I audible clearly, Dr. Sajid?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Please make PPT in full screen mode.
Okay. Is it full screen now?
Yes.
Fine. So let us have a look about all India summer monsoon rainfall so far, starting with 1st June. On the left-hand side diagram, you can find out that the monsoon has been quite good this year, except the beginning 15 days, that is 1 to 15 June, monsoon was below normal. The red line indicates the normal rainfall per day, and the bars in the blue color indicate the daily rainfall activity. So what you find that most of the days after 15 June, we have got very good rainfall activity. And of course, it has been disrupted for a few days in the month of July, in the month of August. But overall, the marching of monsoon during this monsoon season has been quite good. And as a result, the all India average rainfall has been 6% above normal by the end of August. That is 1st June to 31st August. Cumulative rainfall for the country as a whole has been 6% above normal. Normally within this period we get about 70 centimeter rainfall, and so far we have got about 74 centimeter of rainfall. Now, if you just look at the right-hand side diagram, what you find that most of the meteorological subdivisions, except the subdivisions in Gangetic plains like West Uttar Pradesh, East Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and Gangetic West Bengal, we have normal and excess rainfall. Of course, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura as such also deficient rainfall. And the deficiency, if you just look at it, ranges from about say 27% up to 44%. The highest deficiency is over West UP and East UP, followed by Bihar. And if I talk about the central part of the country, which is called the monsoon core zone, that indicates that it has also a good rainfall activity, but there has been oscillations, that is intra-seasonal oscillations. And last week of August, there has been below normal rainfall activity. And at present, if you just look at the below normal rainfall activity is continuing over the country for last 5 to 6 days. Now, if you just count the blue color and deep blue color areas, what you find that about 14 meteorological subdivisions have received excess, which is large excess or simply excess during this period. And 16 subdivisions have received the normal rainfall activity. So if I look at the variation week by week, so what you find actually that as I was telling that first 2 weeks of June, it was deficient rainfall, but afterwards the rainfall increased gradually. The blue color bar indicates week by week rainfall activity, and green color indicates the cumulative departure. That means if you add week 1 to week 2, then week 3, then week 4, then week 5, how it proceeds. So what you find that it was maximum deficient in the first week, then deficiency decreased. Please refer to green color. Deficiency decreased in the second week, and third week it significantly decreased. And from fourth week onwards, it has been above the normal. And at present, it is 6% above normal, whereas the maximum departure was 11% in the month of July, the beginning, in the middle of July. Now, if I look at the various homogeneous regions, we are dividing country into 4 homogeneous regions like Northwest India, Central India, South Peninsular India, and East and Northeast India. So there also, if you just look at East and Northeast India, if you just look at, can you please be silent, please? East and Northeast India has been so far 19% below normal. And Central India is 18% above normal. And South Peninsula is 28% above normal. Northwest India is just normal, it is 1% below normal. As I told, country as a whole is 6% above normal. Now, if I just look at the pattern starting from June, then to July, then to August, what you find that East and Northeast India was excess in June. It became deficient in July. Also, it became deficient in August. And therefore, overall is 19% deficient. Now, if I just look at Central India, it was deficient in June. That was 30% deficient. But it became excess by about 43% in July. And then now, if you just look at total, Central India is 18% above normal. So South Peninsula, similarly, if you just look at it was deficient in June, it was 14% deficient, but it became highly excess in July. It became 60% above normal, and now finally it is 28% above normal for the cumulative rainfall 1 June to 30th August. So in the month of simply August, if I consider, then Central India was 18% above normal. South Peninsular India was 27% above normal, but East and Northeast India was about minus 27%, and Northwest India was 10% below normal. Country as a whole has been about 3% above normal. Now let us have a look about the districts. If you just look at the left-hand side diagram, that is past June to 30th August, 31st August, but you find that, as I was telling, mainly the genetic plants districts covering UP, Bihar, and GW and Jharkhand districts are deficient, and some districts in Northeast India are also deficient, especially the Meghalaya and central part of Assam and Manipur and some parts of Tripura and Mizoram. Otherwise, remaining parts of the country, very isolated districts are there in, say, for example, Maharashtra and Kerala, where it has been deficient. Otherwise, it has been a quite good uniform distribution of rainfall among the districts in Central and South India. And similarly, also, it is a uniformly distributed deficient rainfall over the genetic plants. Now, if I just look at the month of August, what you find that there has been 2 excess rainfall belt and 2 deficient rainfall belt. say, foothills of the Himalayas and adjoining areas has been deficient, including Northeast India. Because it was a good monsoon condition this year, central part got excess rainfall, and you can find out from Odisha, GWB to Rajasthan and Gujarat, northern parts of Gujarat. At the same time, there was another belt starting with Andhra Pradesh towards southern parts of Gujarat, where also you have some kind of deficient rainfall. And again, South Peninsular India was the excess to normal rainfall activity. So, if you see the temperature impact, what happened therefore? The foothills of the Himalayas, as it was not getting rainfall and cloudiness was less, maximum temperature was above normal in the foothills of the Himalayas. You can find out the values are higher, and this is the anomaly. Means departure from the normal was also higher. Minimum temperature, same case, it was also higher along the foothills of the Himalayas, including parts of UP and Bihar. And mean temperature, if I consider, that is mean of maximum and minimum temperature, that also indicates that foothills of the Himalayas and Gangetic plains had the higher mean temperature, higher maximum temperature, and higher minimum temperature. So I am discussing this one. If you just think about that, there was less rainfall, and also temperature was quite high, and what could be the possible stress on the existing agriculture. Now let us come to disasters, and this left-hand side diagram shows the distribution of heavy rainfall, very heavy rainfall, and extremely heavy rainfall activity. So you can find out that typically, as it happens in a good monsoon period, the central part of the country, starting with Odisha to Madhya Pradesh and southern parts of Rajasthan and northern parts of Gujarat, you have got more frequent occurrence of heavy rainfall activity, and also most of the extremely heavy rainfall activity, that is red colors, are occurring in this region. And as all of us know that when monsoon becomes active in central India, certainly the west coast also gets good rain because of the strengthening of coastal ridge in association with the low pressure system or Bay of Bengal. That I will come to discuss afterwards why it happens. So it's mainly because of the low pressure systems which developed over the Bay of Bengal and moved across North Odisha and adjoining GWB towards Rajasthan. So this typical pattern, if I compare with the last 5 years, say 2018 onwards, if I compare, yes, this year we have got very heavy rainfall phenomena, 552 occasions. That means the total number of stations reporting during the month very heavy rainfall activity. And extremely heavy rainfall activity has been reported 62 stations and times. So if I compare with other seasons, what I find that in 2020, the very heavy rainfall occurred in 1008 and extreme heavy rainfall in 165. In 2019, it was extreme heavy rainfall was more, that is 282, and very heavy rainfall was 987. So we have the 3% above normal rainfall activity, and relatively the number of extremely heavy rainfall events are less, but it is certainly higher than 2021. It was higher than 2021, but it was less than 2018, 2019, 2020. Now, let us see the right-hand side figure. The right-hand side figure shows the occurrence of the floods. The area which is shown with the light blue color indicates the floods. So, in the month of August, we have seen floods in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, East Rajasthan, West Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Bidar, Chhattisgarh, and parts of Karnataka and Kerala. It has been superimposed with the information about the extremely heavy rainfall. That is, red dots are the extremely heavy rainfall and blue dots are the very heavy rainfall. So what you find that most of the events which have occurred, it is induced by very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall in the surroundings. But of course, in addition to that, there has been certain cases where because of the release of water also, there has been the floods, for example, in some parts of coastal Odisha because of release of water from Mahanadi. And that may not be the immediate instigation from the rainfall over the coastal districts, but because of the rainfall in Chhattisgarh and upper catchment of Mahanadi. Similarly, there are certain cases in the country also. Now, if you just look at what the forecast we issued for the month of August and what are the observed rainfall, on the right-hand side, this is the forecast chart, what we issued, and we told that major part of the country will have the normal to excess rainfall activity, especially West Central India, Northwest India, Southeast Peninsular India, and there will be deficient rainfall activity here. Now let us compare with what has happened during the month of August. What you find actually the forecast was issued for West Central India and parts of Northwest India has come correct. For the East Central India, it has been normal to excess rainfall, whereas the forecast was deficient rainfall in many parts. Otherwise, area of East UP, Bihar, and many parts of West Bengal, and northern parts of Jharkhand, and Northeast India, that has come correct. That we have predicted there will be deficient rainfall or below rainfall probability, and that has happened. Also, we predicted one zone here extending from Odisha to Maharashtra. And here, if you just see, it was not Odisha to Maharashtra. Actually, it happened from North Andhra Pradesh towards the Maharashtra. Therefore, the general spatial pattern of occurrence of rainfall has been achieved or has been realized to a large extent as per the forecast. But however, if you go to a smaller scale comparison, it is found that eastern part of central India was not able to predict more accurately. Now, let us see what are the factors which cause this type of good rainfall activity leading to floods in parts of central India and peninsular India, especially the west coast. As all of us know, this is the La Nina year, and La Nina conditions favors the good rainfall activity over our country, and that has happened. And negative IOD conditions has developed, it has evolved, and it is evolving further also. So therefore, we could get this type of good rainfall activity with +3% in the month as compared to +10% in July. Now, if I just look at the cyclonic disturbances, that is monsoon disturbances, depressions, deep depressions, etc. So this year we had 4 depressions, okay, that included 3 arising from Bay of Bengal and 1 over the Arabian Sea. If you just look at the tracks on the right-hand side, you have got 3 systems here. First system was depression 9 to 10 August that became depression over the coastal Odisha and adjoining inter Odisha, and it traveled west-northwest towards Madhya Pradesh. But actually, the low pressure system developed over the Bay of Bengal and became depression here. And similarly, the second system, that is 12 to 13, that developed here the remnant low pressure area which came here, and that became a depression here in the Arabian Sea. The next system is 14 to 16 August that developed near the coast, North Odisha and then to West Bengal, and it moved west-northwestward. It went off to East Rajasthan. Same was the case, the last depression, which developed 19 to 23, it became a deep depression. It developed over northeast Bay of Bengal and then east central Bay of Bengal. It was a remnant from South China Sea, and it moved west-northwestwards and went off to Rajasthan. I want to mention here that remnant of this last deep depression over Rajasthan moved continuously west-northwestwards and went into South Pakistan. And over South Pakistan, it persisted for about 5 to 6 days and caused intense rainfall activity over the region, leading to the large-scale floods over Pakistan. It was supported by the trough in westerly, or you can say western disturbance, and there was an interaction between western disturbance and the remnant low pressure area over South Pakistan, resulting to that type of intense rainfall activity over Pakistan. Now, if you compare the number of depressions which have developed here this year, it is 4, and normally we get about 5. And then if you just look at low pressure days, you have to find that it was 19 days this year, you can say, up till 25th it is written, but till 31st also it is 19. Normally we get 16 days. That means this year number of low pressure system days was higher than the normal. That is number 1. Number 2 was that all systems which developed over the Bay of Bengal moved west-northwestwards across North Odisha, and therefore rainfall activity was higher over peninsular India and central India. And Gangetic plains could not get. No system moved towards this year, whether it is July or August, no system moved towards UP or Bihar or towards Haryana. So as a result, Gangetic plains continued to get lower rainfall activity. Another point I was to say that this activity, what you found for the South China Sea, usually remnant, I told last system was the remnant, and say that this year there has been about 7 tropical systems, like 2 depressions, 3 tropical systems, 2 typhoons over the South China Sea, and normal is 6. Therefore, it is near normal activity in the month of August, and there are 3 remnants from the systems which emerged into the Bay of Bengal across the Myanmar. Out of that, 1 became the deep depression. Okay. Now, other classical features, if we just look at what we find that it was stronger than normal Arabian Sea cross-equatorial winds and low-level jet streams during first half of August. And there was absence of active western disturbances affecting the country, except the one which was persisting over Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran, and that was interacting with the low pressure system remnant over South Pakistan, but that did not have much impact over Indian region. Now, as a result, what I discussed, the low pressure systems, WDs, and cross-equatorial flow level jet stream, the South India and Central India could get good rainfall activity, whereas the Indo-Gangetic plains continue to get deficient rain. Now, let us look at the ENSO conditions, that is El Nino and Southern Oscillation conditions. Now, it is La Nina conditions with Nino 3.4 average temperature becoming minus 0.9 degrees Celsius. And if you just look at the evolution, you will find that, yes, it is continuing for quite some time in the La Nina conditions. Now, if you look at the forecast for El Nino La Nina, this blue bar indicates La Nina conditions, the gray bar indicates the neutral conditions, and red indicates the El Nino conditions. So from this forecast, what you find actually, the blue bar is dominating. That means La Nina condition is dominating at least end of this year. So La Nina condition will continue till the end of this year. So that is the forecast. Similarly, if I look at other forecasts also, that is also indicating the same thing. Now I will come to Indian Ocean dipole. That is the seesaw equivalent to the ENSO conditions here over the Indian Ocean. Now, as all of us know, that negative IoT conditions is prevailing, and these negative IoT conditions will continue to prevail. It will be more stronger also. So this is the set of forecast of the Indian Ocean dipole. It is condition. It is called as negative Indian Ocean dipole only when temperature anomaly becomes less than minus 0.4 degrees Celsius. Now you can say it is going up to minus 1 degree Celsius almost as per the forecast. So therefore, we can say that negative Indian Ocean dipole also will continue till the end of this year. Now let us come to the forecast for September. Now, left-hand side diagram indicates the spatial distribution of rainfall probability over the country. Here, light blue and deep blue area indicates the above normal rainfall probability, and green colors indicate normal rainfall probability. Yellow and orange and red colors indicate below normal rainfall probability, and white color indicates there is no signal from the model. Model cannot say whether it is normal or below normal or above normal. So with this understanding of the figure, what you find actually, that most part of the country is expected to get normal to above normal rainfall, except the major part of Northeast India, where you can expect the below normal rainfall probability, some parts of Eastern India, where also you can expect, like Jharkhand especially, and some parts of Bihar, where you can expect below normal rainfall activity. And here, especially, you can say Ladakh and Kashmir region, and also some parts of Himachal Pradesh and UP, you can have probability of below normal rainfall. And in the part of Rayalaseema, we can also expect some possibility of below normal rainfall. But if I consider the country as a whole, the probability is that the rainfall will be above normal in the month of September. And here normal is defined like this. If it is within plus minus 9% of the long period average, it is called as normal. Now we are expecting that this year rainfall in September will be more than 109%. That means it will be 9% above normal. So that is the forecast for the country as a whole. And the normal rainfall or the long period average rainfall for the month of September for the country as a whole is 167.9 millimeter, or too easy to remember, 168 millimeter. It is based on data of 1971 to 2020, latest 50 years. Okay. मैं अभी आपको ये जो पूर्वानुमान हमने आज जारी कर रहे हैं सितंबर महीना के लिए, इसका हिंदी में बताऊंगा। सितंबर 2022 के दौरान पूरे देश में औसत वर्षा सामान्य से अधिक, यानी एलपीए का 109% से अधिक होने का संभावना है। 1971 से 2020 का जो आंकड़ा है, इसके आधार पर सितंबर माह में दौरान देश भर में वर्षा का LPA लगभग 168 मिलीमीटर है। और हम चित्र को देखें तो सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से अधिक वर्षा की संभावना है लगभग मोस्ट प्लेसेस में। सिर्फ उत्तर पूर्व भारत के कोई हिस्से और उत्तर पूर्व तथा उत्तर पश्चिम भारत तथा पूर्व और उत्तर पश्चिम भारत के कुछ हिस्सों को छोड़कर इस हिस्से में, जैसे मैं अभी बोल रहा था, इस हिस्से में बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी का संभावना है। और यहाँ जो आपको डीप ब्लू कलर और ब्लू कलर दिखाई दे रहा है वो एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी का एरिया है। जहाँ ग्रीन कलर दिखाई दे रहा है वो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी का एरिया है। जहाँ येलो, ऑरेंज और रेड कलर दिखाई दे रहा है वो बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल प्रोबेबिलिटी का एरिया है। और जहाँ व्हाइट पैच दिखाई दे रहा है वहाँ ये दिखाता है कि हमारा जो मॉडल है इसका कोई यहाँ संकेत नहीं है, ये नॉर्मल होगा कि एबव नॉर्मल होगा कि बिलो नॉर्मल होगा। अभी देखते हैं कि टेम्परेचर, व्हाट विल बी द टेम्परेचर फोरकास्ट फॉर द मंथ ऑफ सितंबर। if you just look at, this is the maximum temperature forecast for the month of September, that is daytime temperature. So what does it indicate actually? Again, just like rainfall, we are expecting temperature should be below normal. Once you've got higher rainfall, it's obvious that day temperature also will be below normal. So you can find out that below normal rainfall temperature is most likely over major parts of the country, except major parts of northeast India, adjoining eastern India, and some parts of northwest India. So it is an agreement. The temperature and rainfall, what I told earlier, it is in agreement with each other. Similarly, if I consider minimum temperature, that is night temperature, so what does it indicate actually? That you will have above normal minimum temperatures in most parts, including the foothills of Himalayas, northeastern states, eastern part of the country, and some parts of central India also, especially east central India, and also the west coast. And you will have below normal temperature over southeast peninsula and some parts of west central India and northwest India. मैं अभी आपको हिंदी में बताता हूं। सितंबर के दौरान देश में अधिकांश हिस्सों में सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से नीचे अधिकतम तापमान यानी मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर होने का संभावना है। केवल पूर्वी और पूर्वोत्तर भारत के कोई हिस्सों, मध्य भारत और उत्तर पश्चिम भारत के कुछ इलाकों के छोड़कर, जहां अधिकतम तापमान सामान्य से अधिक होने की संभावना है। न्यूनतम तापमान की बात करें तो देश के अधिकांश हिस्सों में सामान्य से लेकर सामान्य से अधिक न्यूनतम तापमान की संभावना है। केवल उत्तर पश्चिम भारत के कुछ हिस्सों और प्रायद्वीपीय भारत के दक्षिण पूर्व हिस्सों के छोड़कर, जहां न्यूनतम तापमान सामान्य से नीचे होने की संभावना है। अभी मैं आपको हमारा जो ये तो एक महीना का पूर्वानुमान था, अभी जो हम एक्सटेंडेड रेंज फोरकास्ट जारी करते हैं हर थर्सडे को, आज भी ये फोरकास्ट जारी हुआ है। And as for the extended range forecast, what you find actually that it is also indicating that we will have good monsoon rainfall activity from second week onwards. First week you will not have much activity. Activity will be limited only to South India and eastern parts of the country. And Northwest India will have the deficient rainfall in the first week. But from second week, that is from 9 September onwards, there will be good rainfall activity in major parts of the country, except the northeastern states and adjoining eastern India. So I want to say that extended range forecast is in agreement with the seasonal forecast. Now, if you just look at the 4 weeks cumulative extended range forecast, that means week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, that is almost the rainfall for month of September. It indicates that for the entire country, you can see here the blue, light blue or deep blue color is visible. That indicates that you will have the above normal rainfall activity in major parts of the country. So therefore, the above normal rainfall activity being predicted by our multimodal ensemble is also being supported by the extended range forecast being issued today. Now, I am coming to day-to-day activity. Say as of today, we have issued some thunderstorm warning, but the heavy rainfall warning has been issued specially for northeastern states, then UP, Bihar, and Uttarakhand. And also for southern peninsular area, especially orange color warning has been issued today for Tamil Nadu, South Karnataka, and Kerala. And red color warning is for southern West Bengal and Sikkim for next 2 days. Now, gradually, if you just look at these diagrams, what you find that northeastern states and adjoining Bihar and other areas will continue to get heavy to very rainfall activity for next 5 days. So that means the area which was deficient now, it is getting some rainfall activity. But as we move towards 5th September, the monsoon trough, which is lying close to foothills of Himalaya, it will continue to shift towards the south. So what we find that the weak monsoon condition for the country as a whole, which is prevailing now for last almost 1 week, that will continue till about 5th September. And after that, monsoon will be again active for central India and northern parts of peninsular India. And rainfall activity again will decrease over northeastern states, Bihar, and adjoining areas. It is mainly because that we are expecting a cyclone circulation or a low pressure area forming towards 7th of this month over the west central Bay of Bengal and adjoining northwest Bay of Bengal. If I believe extended range forecast continuously, one after another, it's expected that almost every week we should have a cyclone circulation or low pressure area over the Bay of Bengal, which will lead to good monsoon activity over the country, resulting in above normal rainfall for the month of September. So thank you very much. We can take the questions now.
यहाँ पर आप समझिए कि जो मौसम विभाग का कहना है, मौसम विभाग का कहना
yes,
है
please,
कि
just
अभी की अगर हम बात करें तो आने वाले दिनों में, खासतौर पर सितंबर की बात करें तो सितंबर में दूसरे हफ्ते से बारिश में बढ़ोतरी देखी जाएगी। बारिश में बढ़ोतरी जो होगी वो कई इलाकों को प्रभावित करेगी, खासतौर पर मध्य भारत और पश्चिम भारत में अच्छी बारिश होने का अनुमान है। तो यहाँ पर मैं आपको बता दूं, जो इलाके इस समय डेफिशिएंट हैं, जिसमें पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, बंगाल और साथ ही साथ पूर्वोत्तर भारत है, और इसके अलावा अगर हम बात करें तो इन झारखंड की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो इन सभी इलाकों में जो बारिश की कमी है वो जारी रहेगी। लेकिन सितंबर के दूसरे हफ्ते से मौसम में तब्दीली आनी शुरू होगी। 7 तारीख के आसपास एक कम दबाव का क्षेत्र बंगाल की खाड़ी में बनेगा, जो कि मध्य भारत से लेकर पश्चिम भारत तक के तमाम इलाकों में अच्छी बारिश देगा। यानी दक्षिण भारत की बात करें तो वहां पर भी अच्छी बारिश देखी जाएगी। मौसम विभाग ने भविष्यवाणी की है, सितंबर महीने के दौरान इस बार सामान्य से ज्यादा बारिश रहने का अनुमान है। तो तमाम दर्शकों से हमारा निवेदन है कि हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर करें, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाइक करें। तो देखते रहिए मौसम स्टेशन, फिर मिलेंगे दोबारा।